Varsity team, it seems a little bit different than Westdell, but let's hope that we see what we got. If this is true, then this is a 10-2 scoreline versus a 3-9 here in playoffs. So this is not going to be an easy fight for the defending home team.
All right. Well, yeah, I think I felt like those team names at the top are slightly botched there. So we'll work on those details there as well. But yeah, I mean, Westdell, even though they are that 4 seed, I know overall they had a significantly better looking record than Prairie Heights did. But you know, as they say, you know, any given Sunday, I think it just starts with one round at a time, and you look to bring that to one game at a time if you're on the side of Prairie Heights here.
Yeah. Let's hope that we're going to be seeing something new. Of course, guys, I do not think this is Munster. This is not INDLS. We're looking at a different team, but as we are getting into this, these guys are both 4 and 5 seed, which means that they went pretty close together. Of course, this is a best of 3, and it is quarterfinals. Just to reiterate, let's jump on into this. And of course, before we do that, a special shout out to our sponsor, Landfest, for the wonderful overlays, and for us to, League OS for the overlays and all of the matchmaking power of the picks. It's Circuit getting the first one.
And Circuit able to find Saucy on that clove as we see Landhead creeping up quite a bit, trying to take up as much space. And honestly, we see a lot of patience on the other side here at the moment. Astro on this Reyna looks to pop the leer. Now the swing is there as well. The blind is good, and they're going to be able to find Relaxed here as well. So a couple early picks in both directions will bring us back to a 4v4.
Not ready.
Yeah, 4v4 is pretty solid. Unfortunately, though, it's going to be a very aggressive defensive play, and that's going to allow them to turn this into a 2v3. And even while down smokes, they just said, okay, now we're on attack. And now it's going to be Carr getting one, but low HP. And unfortunately, Sage opts to heal herself and falls, leaving KN Gaming all alone in a 1v2. Not exactly full of HP. And Arena running around this corner has advantage here. And yeah, that's going to be the round.
Astro able to find K in gaming. So that's actually Prairie Heights, I believe, who will take round number 1 here in this one, as they were starting out on defense. Again, this is Westdell's map pick. So, you know, more often than not, when you take that first round, you go on to win that second one. You kind of force your opponents into that eco. It's not always the case, but that's typically what happens here.
Yeah, now there is a chance that this team, you know, takes a deep breath, says, okay, we're not going to be buying too much. We're going to get into this next round and try to have their success at it. But at the end of the day, they aren't what I've noticed a lot of high school students doing, and that's force buying on second. They're going to be able to try to bounce back their economy. But look at this, Saucy, another aggressive clove play right through their own smoke. And, ooh, another play on the other side. Showers finding first blood.
Yeah, that was Relaxed, able to pick off one here and now slowly inch their way out, as we see Westdell being very reserved on these pushes, playing pretty far back, and they need to eat up some space here, but they're just kind of relying on Relaxed, who will find the second one as well. Saucy eventually able to find a pick of their own on this flank here as well. With that spike being down, could be tough. Commander Cody is eventually going to find Relaxed, and we'll be right back to a 3v3.
Pretty solid. Obviously, they don't have bomb, though, and a lot of pressure is being held by the defenders. But where is this Cypher lurking? Trying to find the rotates, but unfortunately, all of defense is already on the spike. They're already managing to get behind. Omen not using too many smokes here is going to have to find their own smoke pick, as the double smokes of the Viper and Clove are just covering so much space right now. But we do have a fight breaking out of showers, and hopefully RB Slugger can live up to his name and get one slug in their head. Ooh, big boy.
Yeah, unfortunately from behind, Saucy, Commander Cody. Now we do see Slugger able to find that one, so your wish will come true for the time being. Unfortunately, the spike down in an awkward position, has the Spectre to work with, but not a lot of time. Astro will swing out and find the pick. That'll be 2 in a row now here for Prairie.
Pretty solid. Gotta hand it to them, though. Now that we have the names up here, Prairie Heights, their varsity team, definitely having a lot of confidence in this round, especially getting that spike down early, but it was against a save, so we can praise them for all the kills that they want. But they did lose quite a few against these pistols, and now those pistols have been upgraded to rifles, and in a rifle versus rifle round, we're looking at this bonus being led by, looks like, one hero rifle in Astro's hand, but ooh, a Bucky with light armor too. This is going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, I feel like we do at this scholastic level often see a lot of these awkward forces or scraps, but Circuit is going to find the first pick here on the Astro. So there's a Vandal down there in hookah land headshot here, looking to pressure out with their teammate, and now maybe just looking to run it on down the slide, but they're going to run right into a firing squad as Relax will be able to find that pick there as well, the two-player advantage, but it's Commander Cody getting lucky with a Bucky, and he's tucked into the corner here.
Yeah, and now in their own smoke, up close and personal, almost chunks out the Sova and might be able to finish it off. Everybody's not turning around. It's a Collat with a Bucky. Now it's only one remaining. It's the Outlaw Omen. Can you do it? Can you find it? No. You got your teammate to cut and pinch, but with the bomb in their presence, it's a 2v2. And unfortunately, for the defense, they're both pushing the same angles, having to split up and play time. They got 40 seconds on the dot here to really make something work. Saucy just has to wait for their team.
Yeah, nice. Able to get the plan. I'm kind of surprised that we saw Commander Cody get two with that Bucky from such a distance. I mean, even getting one prior to that. So some big value out of the Bucky. Now it's up to the team to transition that into a round win here. But 2v2 we go. Westell did find the plant. Circuit tucked toward elbow here. The step, the swing, the spray is good for a triple here for Circuit. And now on a 2v1, Sage, not the ideal situation here. Maybe teetering with the idea, but Circuit again holding down elbow, finds the quadra, and Westell gets on the board.
Yeah, pretty solid round from them. I gotta hand it to it though. Commander Cody, definitely the MVP, the play of that round's game. Beautifully played with the Bucky, being able to pull off with 3 kills, but we're gonna have to see that kind of consistency across the board here. Unfortunately, because we did see quite a few of these players force up Astra and Boek, now they're gonna have to maybe go for a little bit of a light buy for next. Astro is again committing a lot of cash here, and he might not be able to catch up to his team.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's been a kind of a common problem that we've seen with some of these high schools is they don't often eco and or buy together. It's something that's haunted them in some of the later rounds. So hopefully they can get reset and get on the same page here. We'll see if they're able to pull a rabbit out of the hat as we do see Prairie with that 1-round lead and now relaxed over the top, finding Astro here early. Commander Cody with the spray, but it doesn't connect. KN Gaming Circuit combined for 2, and Westell really beginning to step it up now.
Yeah, Saucy now last player alive. 1v4, make it a ace clutch after taking out the Cypher. Now, what is Saucy to do? Obviously does have the Vandal in hand. Could go for a save, but if you do as much damage as I see them doing, we can actually have Westell Varsity not have the best buys, and the taps are online, but Saucy now being convinced, okay, they know where I'm at. I'm going to have to save.
Yeah, it's just not the ideal situation to be in, and really a smart decision. I feel like we don't see a ton of saving, more specifically at this level as well, but with the economy not being there, it's certainly a wise decision because a 4v1 retake is probably not on the bingo cards here, at least not this early in these rounds. So after a bit of back and forth, we will see Westell able to tie this series up here 2-2.
Yeah, pretty solid. Obviously, we do have now a save fully realized, but they get an exit frag, but they're turning the back to the team, and they get picked off. Saucy looking lost right there, and unfortunately, yeah, good for the pick, but that's going to really hurt the economy. Saucy can't really go for a buy, and half their team can't either. So the playoffs here, Westell Varsity taking it back 2 rounds in a row.
And, you know, from one sauce to another, sometimes you just get lost in the sauce, and that's what happened there for Saucy. You mentioned it. It had a nice pick, but maybe wasn't positioned far back enough, just kind of turned their back to the opponents and was hoping to maybe leg it around that corner, but not quite able to make it. We find ourselves all tied up here 2-2 with most of the action lingering toward the A site. You got to check your corners, though, and Saucy will seek a little revenge, finding the first pick. Slugger answers back, but it is Saucy on the res. We do see Relaxed finding Boke here as well, and some trades go back and forth.
Yeah, real solid here for Relxed is now... I'm hoping that Saucy, unfortunately, got as much information as they could for defense. Prairie Heights, they need to get online again, but with the attack waiting for defense to make more misplays, they're going to find another pick. And every single time, it's up to Commander Cody with the Bucky to really showcase what this team is capable of.
Oh, man, the dart, though, and unfortunately can't pop up the smoke in time to cover. Steps out in front of Slugger, who tees up and takes his head clean off there. Now on a 4v1 again. Prairie Heights not in the ideal situation here as the plant will go down, and Carr stepping out, finds the headshot onto Astro. So after stumbling just a little bit here in these opening rounds, Westdale seems to have found their stride now.
Yeah, and hopefully with that stride, they're going to be able to keep up this energy, but it's not going to be too easy. Right now, Hot Sauce, I'm taking a peek at the buys. We're still finally going to be able to find a rifle round with some ultimates. If Cody keeps up with the judge play, the shotgun angles, then they might be able to get on for some ultimates. One Viper pit, and they could turn this game around, tie us back to a 3-3. But so far, we're seeing Westdale Varsity run with this momentum, and defense already starting to take the first bit of damage.
Astro on that jump peak there. We'll get a bit of intel as the majority of that action lingering toward Long B here as well. And now everybody has made their way that direction. So Commander Cody is in decent positioning here to toss up this wall. Unfortunately, Astro steps out before the wall goes up. The Lear now, and they're going to look to push in together here. Going to lock off elbow. Asasi does find Raux, though, and a little bit back and forth from that Guardian Slugger finding Saucy. And with that, that should open up the site here a bit.
Let's see it. Great res, though, and that's going to allow for attack to keep up their spree. Now it's a 5v2, and Boek walking right on into a trip. Isn't able to break it. Takes a little bit of damage. Now a fan... takes a little bit of damage again. And that's going to allow enough time for the rotate to come through for Relx, and Rezd gets a free pick on a Boek. Now it's just the Neon, and the Neon just sliding on in there looking for something, and finds him. You found what you're looking for, I hope.
I mean, I think they were found the person they were looking for, maybe not the result they were looking for, but unfortunately that does happen. And I feel like Neon again is one of those agents that you really have to kind of be a shining star to stand out with. Not always the best team player, at least as far as compositions go, although we have seen some individuals put in work with Neon. It's just I feel like maybe not the best compositional choice here, especially on Bind.
Yeah, I mean, composition, they're looking pretty dang clean, and attack definitely has the money, but again, defense going for the forces. Saucy, how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, young man? It's going to be Circuit pushing up and taking out the Clove for that aggression, and with an ultimate pop, they know where everybody is. They know A is the weaker side, and Slugger wants to try to find that opening. It's just going to be Boek here, who gets spotted by the tip of their hair and executed. Relx on the lurk. Might be able to get taken out by Astro. Oh! What?
Whoa, okay. Raux, and Raux gets another one as well. Absolutely on fire. And Commander Cody lurking about again with this Bucky. Has had a lot of success here. And unfortunately, in a 1v5 with a Bucky, though, I don't know if that's maybe not impossible, but highly improbable. Jumps across, though. Sova actually spotted him there. Might get caught with utility in hand, and does. RB Slugger will wrap it up. And that's a flawless round this time for Westdale.
Yeah, absolutely flawless here. And you look over at the defense, who does have a manage to buy, but they have not invested a single ult yet. I mean, if you are land headshot here, if you're on this Neon player, what a name. If you are this Neon player, popping an ultimate here instead of investing some money might be able to help your team start building up your economy. But instead, we're going for a no armor stinger, and that no armor stinger might be able to find a pick. The problem that I'm looking at is going into this round, they still don't have armor.
Yeah, I think you buy heavy armor here. If you want to have that stinger as a backup, I'm okay with that. But I agree. You want to pop that ult, see if you can find, a pick or two early, upgrade that weapon, or potentially if you just don't buy a weapon, grab one altogether. But this early Sage wall blocks off. Relx is going to find Astro over here at Long B, and now Boek is tucked down below Hookah as KN will find Commander Cody. And honestly, Westdale just picking them apart at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely picking them, and Relx continuing with the spree on the triple. It's just going to be the Neon who slides across and dies to a shotgun. So a flawless round yet again here for Westdale. They're going to keep this momentum into our next round here as defense. They did go for a light buy, go for a little bit of an economy fixer, but I could keep talking about it. I need them to buy consistently. Land headshot here, not buying the rifles with their team.
Yeah, again, I know that Neon has that speed, and so Spectre or Stinger might favor that run and gun a little bit. But honestly, just upgrade to the Phantom at that point if you like it a little bit better, as opposed to a Vandal. But you want to be buying those rifles with your team, especially when you have the funds. You want to give yourself the best opportunity to put some rounds on the board and then look off to build off the back of those. So maybe just a break apart here, maybe a bit of miscommunication, but hopefully they can take a deep breath and find a way to reset.
Let's hope so. I mean, Commander Cody could have bought a big gun now with a bulldog, hoping that the little pup can make a bite. But look at how spread attack is. This is the best chance for defense to find an opening pick, but instead they become the opening pick with Circuits Lurk grabbing Boek. A little bit of a Senti diff there is now. You're looking at an A site slightly weakened, but B site still being pushed into, and KN Gaming swinging on up will be executed by Commander Cody.
Commander Cody's had a lot of success on these scrappy buys from the Bucky to the Bulldog as Astro will find Relks. Now Saucy will get one Circuit with a Guardian. Astro finds a second, and now Prairie Heights, after struggling a bit, finds what could be a successful round. They have a 3v1 opportunity, and Saucy will make sure to close it out. Prairie Heights able to cut the lead in half here now, 3-6.
Pretty solid 3-6 score line, and yeah, that's what defense needed. They needed to be on the map in some way, shape, or form, and they managed to bring it for us. So now that we're getting into our next round, we are going to be hoping that they keep up this momentum. As you know, 6 on the board, yeah, it's very good for West Del, but that doesn't mean that they aren't going to get any more. We're looking at a little bit of a pushback here from Prairie Heights, and some ultimates still on the board for them. We still haven't seen Commander Cody popping that Viper's Pit. We still have yet to see the Oversurge. I needed to be seeing what this Neon can do, but I don't think it is going to happen. B site's getting rushed.
Yeah, I mean, we've had these ults for so long as well. I'd like to see these ults being popped. This Neon really could open some things up. You have the Viper's Pit there as well, and the Rays from Sage, but Commander Cody finding an early pick here from a hookah as well, and we'll look to throw out a bit of that utility. Now, somebody has already lingered their way into elbow here as well. That's Slugger, who's caught off guard here by Saucy. So it looks like Prairie Heights maybe looking to change the tides here a bit.
Ooh, and there are the tide turners. It's just going to be Relks, though. Does not have the bomb. Does have Empress activated, so that could be a lot of kills here for him. One dodges, might be able to find another one, but the flank is online. Keep your gun up. 16 bullets, and this is all up to Relks, who might be able to clutch it up. But with Saucy now down, Relks is continuing the spree. But the only problem I think they're going to run into is running out of ammo. They're real low right now.
Yeah, 12 in the mag here for Relks. Does spot the fingers poking out there, the pistol, the classic as well, but the wall will go up, and with that, Sage able to rotate over just a bit. Now, they don't want to allow Relks to kind of isolate a lot of these 1v1s that we're kind of noticing here. Would like to see them swing together, and Neon's just going to sprint right in. Relks does find the triple. Boek did dip off here to find Saucy, so the res comes in. Not a lot of time left on the clock here for Westell, though.
That's one more. And they finally get shut down, nearly acing in a 1v5 with a res coming out, forcing some ultimates. I mean, I can't be disappointed with that gameplay. That was really clean. I mean, obviously we did see the few things of switching to pistols. That could be a setting to be updated, but honestly, I like the way that attack is playing, but defense is bringing it back.
Yeah, slowly but surely. I mean, we saw, I think it was Westell who got 6 rounds in a row after those first 2 from Prairie. But now Prairie able to battle back. They'll get 2 in a row of their own. And now just 2 away from making it a tie half. But Westell can solidify a winning half with 1 more round here as well. And to do so on the attacking side would be phenomenal for them.
Let's see if another B push is the play of the game. Walking it up, it's going to be Relks leading the charge. Though he only does have 1 flash, and Circuit might not anticipate this player, but still manages to be good for theirs. I mean, a pick like that onto one of the smoke agents is huge. Commander Cody needs to now rely on an ultimate to try to be enough here on B site.
Commander Cody has come up huge for the squad here before, and maybe going to have to do it one more time. A little game of cat and mouse right now being played as Astro has been spotted in this corner as well. And now Commander Cody may be looking to eat up a little bit of space, but it looks like Westell might be considering a portal here. Cody's going to catch him off guard. The spike will go down, and now they maybe have to consider really taking that portal.
Yeah, got to consider it, but the picks happen, and unfortunately, now these 2 players rotating over are walled off with 30 seconds left. Now, they do have res, so if they do try to get into a fight and one of them dies, the trade will be online, but it is going to be up to Carnage here to really show us what they can do. Inching on up. A little bit of util goes a long way. The shot's not exactly connecting, but with 20 seconds left, land headshot here is the main focal point of whether or not they get on site in time. And they res, going for the push up. Huge pickings. Now they have to get the plant down, and they manage to kill it. And they're safe to plant, but the wall bang could be possible from Astro. But defense, another pick down on a circuit. Boek in a great flank. Slows on the board. No one's turning around for them, and that's one. But that's the trade. It's up to the Sage versus the Reyna. With so little time, a wall off to get into a new angle. Should hear the player drop.
I mean, I honestly can't believe they found those picks and the res and still able to get the spike down in time. And now it's up to Astro here. The smoke goes down as well, and they're maybe feeling a bit of that pressure. Steps to the smoke, not looking the right direction. But Sage, unfortunately, doesn't connect with the shot, and Astro will be thanking the lucky stars on that one.
What a clutch there from Astro. And yeah, we could be seeing a 6-6 score line here. This game wants to be created closer. This is what we like to see from these two teams. Now, taking a look at the overall ranks, there was a big change up. The average is skewed because we have, you know, some outliers here, some really highs, some really lows. And so far, what I'm looking at is it comes down to these hero plays. Astro with that clutch, with the ability from the Sage to try to get those double downs. I mean, everybody's having their moment, and we might be able to see more moments like that. It's the last round and a half, and yet we still have yet to see some ultis here. No Viper Pit and no Surge.
Yeah, I mean, we got to see that surge from Neon. I mean, honestly, we have to see all of these ults. It's use it or lose it at this point here in the first half. So something that could be adjusted on the side of Prairie going forward. And, you know, you want to give yourself more opportunities to find additional ults throughout this game here. So maybe holding on to it a bit longer, but those things happen from time to time. Land headshot, not going to get a chance to use the alt. Circuit, Commander Cody, both finding picks here as well. And now popping out through the smoke. Commander Cody has been a nuisance on this Viper.
Yeah, huge plays, consistently keeping their team alive and afloat. Will they be able to keep that energy up, though? That's the real question. Is right now it's a 2v3. Defense has now the Viper Pit, as you stated, but a Silva Dart can really mess up that entire game plan. And it's actually just going to pop his ult early, and will it connect to anybody?
Wishful thinking. Unfortunately, it doesn't pay off this time. I would have liked to seen that recon dart maybe come out first and just look to find a bit of that intel. And now kind of fearing that they've maybe snuck into elbow. You know, just kind of checking everywhere right now. So Westel doing a good job of, or excuse me, Prairie doing a good job of kind of keeping him guessing for the moment.
A little bit of TP here. Ooh, 1 HP though for RB Slugger. And bomb TP'd on, plant, and the execute. Holy, they're getting the kills. Now it's a 1v2. Definitely doable for Slugger, but he's got to get his aim, and he gets it. One pick down like that, absolutely clean. Will we find another one like it? Just around the corner, you are going to be seeing Boek in a position to shut this team out. Sees him.
The game of cat and mouse, but Slugger comes up big there as well. And I felt like it was a tough deal for Slugger, but once they were able to find that pick on Relks, all of a sudden it becomes extremely more feasible there. And so a big round for Westdell, as they will at least solidify that winning half. But I mean, oh, excuse me, that was swapped the other way. The team's just swapped up there. I got that backwards. I apologize. But 7-5. So, I mean, a good start nonetheless for either squad. It's still a winnable game for both teams here.
Yeah, very winnable, very doable. 5-7 half. You can tell that these teams are pretty close together. Obviously, we've been seeing some misplays, but it comes with the territory. Now, coming in this territory is going to be a little bit of a time for this team to take a deep breath, assess what their game plan is before we get into our next fight.
17 for Relks, already nearing that 20 kill mark here as well. And now Commander Cody having to work the magic this time from the attacking side, as it does look like there will be some early pressure toward that B site here. 3-2 is the split for Prairie at the moment. But if you take a look at that mini map, it does look like Westdell may be sending an early rotation that direction.
Right here.
Some decent shots fired. And there's the rush. Pushing on up. It's going to be Circuit being able to use his util to get the high ground on one. Gets downed by Saucy. A long time coming to get that pick. And not going to be too easy to keep this energy up. But the end of the day, it's going to be real tough to see what their plan is, to see if they're going to be able to turn this game around. But already, with the shots from the attacking side, KN Gaming swung it in right into Cody. His timing. Where's he looking? And Gaming gets it. Huge play. 2 left.
Oof. Unfortunately, Carr's going to be taken out here by land headshot here, and we'll look to upgrade to the Ghost as well. Recon Dart going out for a little bit of intel. They'll tuck in toward Garden here as well. The shots ring out in both directions, but it's Saucy who comes away the victor of that one. And so with that, Prairie Hearts looking to inch back toward a tied game here.
Here we go, inching back to a tied game. I mean, this is close. I'm honestly looking at how this game went from a 2-6 score line. I was definitely on the verge of saying, okay, I might rule out a team, but Prairie Heights has done a great job of turning this around in their favor. They won the pistol. Now they're up against a team, Westdale, with no rifles, with no energy to try to fight this. So let's hope that they can be able to be consistent, keep up that vibe, but it is going to come down to a little bit of a pushback from these players, as defense already set up to hold A quite well.
Locked down here on the A site for the time being. Some shots will ring out through the smoke. KN caught with utility in hand as Saucy will find one with the Sheriff. Make it a second here as well. Roust eventually finding a pick of their own onto Commander Cody toward the shower side. But Boek able to find that trade. So a bit of back and forth here early in this one as Astro will find Carr as well. And now it's all down to the lone member here for Westdale.
Yeah, real solid plant here from Boek. Hopefully we can see Circuit find 1 or 2 picks. Now might be able to get the jump onto land headshot here. He's making a lot of noise, so they can't predict that this is going to be someone in the high ground. Now peeking for it. The smoke allows him to swing, but it's about the timing. He gets 1. He has to get 3 more. Bomb still ticking away. Spots 1 heaven, but the triple swing comes through, and it's Saucy to get the pick.
I mean, Saucy's going on a tear. I think we got word in the background that Saucy, I think, is roughly only silver 1 or 2. But, I mean, absolutely having a standout game here for the squad up on top at the moment. 16 and 2. 3 members for both of these squads have reached double-digit kills already, though. So everybody kind of playing that role nicely for the time being.
Yeah, real nice, real solid. Hopefully they can keep up that energy. But as we are tied, it's now time for our rifle rounds. It's time for both teams to go for it. No bonusing here. They actually dropped the Spectres, and that's a little bit of a gall. It's a little bit scary to see what they can do for it. But attack will be leaning towards B, and that's where you're going to be seeing Relx set up. But Relx, an uncharacteristic spray, will make it so it's just Circuit to try to hold it.
All down to Circuit here on this one. Has some traps set up as well. I'm surprised that we haven't seen any type of rotation. Now on the mini-map, we see him starting to shift toward that B site here as well. The cage will go up. Astro with that Lear looking to pressure onto the site. Has some help here as well, and they're doing a great job of working around this utility, but it's Slugger who finds the first pick. Circuit will get another before Saucy finds the trade, and now Carr on this flank has been spotted. Shots ring out through the wall, and a little damage done here as well as they pop the heal, and the plant will go down.
Huge. Just a huge play for him. Just 1 left. Slugger gone down. Now it's just going to be a walled off Sova to try to retouch this. Fortunately, the wall bang will not find its mark, but they're doing pretty solid together. I mean, this team quite well off. And already Prairie Heights has demonstrated that don't rule a team out yet. But KN Gaming running in will get executed.
Yeah, Commander Cody, again, time and time again, just making smart decisions, being patient there, finds that pick as well. And after we saw the game tied up here for the 2nd or 3rd time today, we see Prairie Heights able to kind of regain that lead here momentarily as they've found 3 in a row now to start this half off. And so you know, unfortunately, on that Westdale side, you got to find a way to eco together so that you can full buy together in those following rounds. But yet again, we see them kind of scraping into this one. They are all near that 2K mark, which means they should be able to buy that following round, though.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm looking at a decent attempt at defense. They're not getting too aggro this time. They're, you know, taking a step back, allowing for space to be created, and hopefully that is going to work in their favor. But overall, we're looking at a tough fight. A tough fight here, but KN Gaming around the corner might be able to find some opening. However, I am looking at a full rotate to an empty site A.
Rotation coming in. Nobody's over there as well. If they're able to stampede onto the site, they should have an easy time getting that plant down. You take a look at the mini map there, and we do see that rotation beginning to head back the other direction. But honestly, plenty of time here for Prairie to pressure on, find that plant with ease, and then look to just play off the post plant here.
Yeah, this retake not going to be easy with the weapon disadvantage that they're currently in, but they do have what it takes with a shot like that, 2 shots like that, Marshall in hand, 3 shots from Relx, absolutely clean with it, and that's going to slow this team down just so much. I don't even know what these attackers are thinking right now with 2 of them getting picked off and now weapons on the ground for this defensive team retake.
Yeah, I mean, they had the plant with ease. They really didn't have to get that overzealous. Rauxt is going to make them pay big time here. And with the Marshall, nonetheless, land headshot, unfortunately, in an awkward position, gets taken out by Rauxt, who's on a 4K. Make it an ace for Rauxt, and an insane round here for Westdell.
Just so beautiful, and that's going to tie us back up to 8-8. They're not allowing Prairie Heights to keep up that spree, and a huge eco shutdown means a lot of money for the side of defense and not so much for the side of attack. That's going to give them a curve that lets them keep up this energy into the next rounds, but still got a ways to go. We still got a ways for this team to really highlight their gameplay style.
8-8, all tied up once more. I mean, 4th seed, 5th seed, we knew these teams were fairly even as far as the skill goes here, and so certainly giving us a nail-biter in game number 1. Remind everybody, it is a best of 3 here in the quarterfinals as well, so you got to win 2 if you want to clutch up the series. Saucy will be detected by the early recon dart here, so a bit of early retail from Westdell. We'll see how they opt to use it.
Ooh, good eyes, wanting in. Slugger almost finds a pick, but unfortunately not quite there with the spray. Damage is online, but the Viper still wanting to push. But look at this flank. This is going to be big, but walled off. What a read from the Sage.
Slugger is going to find the pick onto Astro. Relx gets another here as well before Saucy is able to find a trade back. KNN looking to be patient here in Lamps as well, as we see Carr dropping down now. And really no rotation coming in. Saucy's going to find KN here as well. Carr all alone here at the back of site, tucked toward Lamps. Commander Cody looks to pressure forward, and with that, should see that plant going down here relatively soon. But Carr is going to find Neon, who's had a bit of trouble here today.
Yeah, but that is going to be spiked down, and the wall will be online. Unfortunately, Commander Cody will be able to grab the bomb and grab himself a pick, making this a 1v1. And Cody has not a lot of time to work with. This is Arena pushing up and pops with the Empress. 1 HP, 1 body. Relx just TP'd. That's a big misplay. Uh-oh. Has to run as fast as possible onto the site. Luckily, the bomb was recently planted, so they do have enough time here.
Yeah. Certainly getting the workout for leg day here as they'll make their way all the way around. Now, gonna have a little bit of an idea. The swing is there, but Commander Cody, wise before his beyond his ages here. The triple kill, and really has been an absolute staple here for Prairie Heights. You know, you take a look at the scoreboard, might not have the top kills, but I feel like we've seen a ton of crazy clutches from Commander Cody, and I just keep thinking back to the Bucky shots earlier as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, absolutely. We're looking at a pretty solid plays from this guy with the Bucky, and overall, a just great round. It's a little bit unfortunate, though, that Relx took the teleporter and completely lost his momentum there. Now, going into this next round, that is one of those things that actually impacts you beyond that round. Sorry, the recon dart just... I was at a loss for words for a second there. I think he expected it to bounce a couple times.
Yeah, either forgot to queue up the bounces, or maybe finger slipped off the mouse, but nonetheless, an unfortunate event. And speaking of more, Saucy's going to find the pick onto Relx, who's really been the juggernaut here for Westdell. So now an opportunity for Prairie to maybe extend this lead here by 2. Up over the top, Saucy will find 1, but Circuit RB will combine for 2.
Gonna find another one. RB Slugger. Looking for maybe an opening pick here. Not going to be too easy to get this angle down, but this team knows what they're doing. Astro right around the corner, wanting to maybe just get some space for the attack, but look at KN Gaming continuing with this energy and continuing to try to find a flanking angle.
You heard the jump there as well, but it's Cody who comes out on top yet again, and Now Slugger's going to have to make a lot of noise looking to break this wall here as well. Waiting on the other side is Astro, but Slugger says no problem. Carr will find land headshot as well as Commander Cody will answer back. Back to a 1v1. Only 8 health here for Cody, but Slugger doesn't have a ton either.
Drop it out, and Slugger gets it. The bomb's already halved. He actually just clutched up the round there. 9-9. The game will continue with style here for this team, and just maybe, this will go back in the way of Westdell, but an incredibly close bind match here. Looking at how the picks and bans went, I can't tell you what's going to happen in our next game, as both of these teams seem very confident in the constant return to sender energy that they like doing.
Yeah, I mean, this is, I think, the 4th time we've seen this series tied. Now, though, on the side of Prairie Heights, you take a look at the economy. It's in a little bit of shambles. We see some of these scrappy buys coming out now here as well. Some Stingers, some Spectres, even a Bucky in there. But they've had 4 alts to work with, and they've had these alts for quite some time as well. So hopefully, I want to see them not hold on to them as long. I'd like to see them come out this round or the next.
Yeah, I completely agree. But looking into this next round, it is going to come down to Saucy right around the corner here. Finds KN Gaming and holds that W key, but not able to find the final blow. Luckily, it's a clean flick to the center mass, being able to open it up for the A side. But B is actually where attack is already committed. Saucy does a great job buying time for his team and kind of distracting all of defense.
Almost able to get back to safety, but Relks able to find the pick at the back end of that play. It'll still be a 4v4. The res comes in from Carr to make it a 5v4, but the plan is down here. And again, these 4 ultimates to work with. Potentially even the Viper's pick could have been nice here for this post plant. But Astro finding the 2-piece. Circuit will get one as well, and they're wasting no time trying to make their way onto the site.
Yeah, huge. And Astro being able to get 1. Gets 2, they almost line up, but no, the bomb now has an opportune moment to be defused. We're not gonna, it's planted for long. KN, he's split, he's distracted, and it's Cody's Bucky, who just consistently gets these Bucky kills.
Feeling lucky with the Bucky, baby. Time and time again, Cody over here impressing us with the shotty to the body, but we'll upgrade to the Vandal here in this one. And again, 5 ultimates here for Prairie. Now, I know they have 5 ultimates, and I said I want to see him use them, but I would like to see him stagger them out a bit. Maybe 2 or 3 this round, and then the remaining 2 or 3 in that following round. So you still want to stagger them out a bit, but you have these alts. You need to not hold on to them forever and see if you can get some good value out here, especially when you have a round lead. Now there's an opportunity for you to begin to extend that lead and look to get to match point.
Let's see if that match point's going to come on soon, as great cam angle. We'll actually see so much of this info for this team. Hopefully they keep it up, but Saucy ready to swing on out. Doesn't check his corner. A right click to the back, and that's going to be a gun back in his hands because he pops his ult in time. Beautifully played. And they're keeping it alive. Astro wanting to find some more damage, trying to thrive a little bit, but with Carnage now getting a heal off for their team, Saucy has to find this pick, and yes, we'll stay alive, but bites off too much to chew. And there's the execution.
KN finds that one. Land shot sliding here as well, and will eventually get the pick onto Slugger here as KN tries to make their way around. Does spot the Viper in the background as well, but Astro will find that pick, and right back to a 4v1 here. Sage in a tough spot will be taken out by Commander Cody. They'll extend that lead by 2, and now just 1 away from match point and 2 from closing it out.
Yeah, just so clean. 11-9. Their team is going to keep up this spree, keep it moving, and keeping their team really afloat here. Prairie Heights, they started off strong with the pistol round, second round, all the way back in that first half, and now they're proving to do it again. But with this being our next buy up here, I got to take a look at what the main strategy is going to be for this attacking side, as defense does have some buys. They even have some ultimates. I mean, we haven't seen the best use of them from players like KN, but if KN Gaming could just get 1 solid ultimate off, then that can completely turn this game back in the favor of Westdell.
They've still got some time, and that opening pick from Circuit here is certainly going to help out a ton. They have that player advantage. Still a few ults on both of these sides here. That res now eventually coming in here onto land headshot. And for Neon, I'd love to see this ult popped as well. You can kind of get a little bit of that run and gun COD style, that point and click with that ult, and maybe allow your team to pressure in behind you, but still holding on to it for now.
Yeah, holding on up. Attack is going to try to re-hit, rotate over to A. We do have the Empress now coming out. The Crown Jewel is in Astro's hands. Will we see this Empress actually be able to get these picks, though? So far, it's looking pretty clean from Astro. Just kidding. It's Carnage shutting him down. Carnage finding maybe another opening, but it's Saucy being able to be that Silver 1 player to still get the picks anyways. And Attack wants to get their match point advantage, and they are booking it for this style of gameplay. And I'm just loving what I'm seeing from Relx, though, being able to wall bang one, and there's Slugger getting another one. 2v2. Slugger gets him more and more in the wall bang. Won't find him. Just Cody makes this a 1v1, has their ultimate, but 22 seconds. They have to start moving towards that bomb.
Yeah, not a ton of time here to work with, and it does take 4 to get that plant down as well, but really just being patient is going to have to kind of quicken that pace, and with that, I believe Omen could get those audio cues as well. 5 seconds left. 4. It takes 4 to plant, and they're just past it. They're not going to get it down. They need to try and take the fight. The spray comes through the wall, but at the end, it's not enough, and Westell will come away with a big round. I mean, Commander Cody gets a consolation prize in the kill, but they don't take the round, and now Westell is just one away from tying it up.
Let's see it. Now, with Westell doing what they're doing, we got to see if they're going to be able to take a deep breath getting into this round. Of course, they have what it takes to just get 2 more and actually take the match point advantage. Look, unfortunately, though, at Attack's economy. They're fine. Defense, though, doesn't have enough money here. Doesn't have what they need to, kind of make a back-to-back very feasible. But all they need is that opening pick. And if Relx has a Marshall, I'm not too concerned.
Yeah, I mean, you took the words right out of my mouth. I think last time it was Relx getting an ace here with the first 3 coming from that Marshall. So still an opportunity for them to get dangerous with it, but the card's certainly favoring the other squad for the time being. Relx has guessed correctly, though. Most of the action is lingering toward this B site, so an opportunity for them to find some big picks here.
A little bit of an opportune moment for him. Trying to get around this. You see some shots fired from Cody. A nice double down, but wait a minute. We do have defense still trying, and they managed to succeed in taking out Cody, shutting out that player completely. Defense, they're all going from the same angle. Great dart, though. Jeez, that was exactly what they needed to do there.
Yeah, Boke playing around the plant that is down here. The player advantage favoring Prairie for the time being. Circuit, both finding picks as the trade does come back. Slugger's going to have to break the wall here as well, but Astro finding KN on the other side, and now Slugger all alone does find one, nearly gets the second. Neon finally popping that ult. You love to see it coming in here as well, but time ticking away. They're going to back off to a safer position. Neon has to be careful, though, because Omen, he's going to get caught by the bomb, and now Prairie Heights, the technical underdog, if you will, the first to get to match point.
Very solid, though. I like the idea from the Omen. Obviously, we didn't see the Neon because they were focused so much on getting through that teleport and trying to save. But yeah, Prairie Heights wanting to get us in map 1, taking the point here. Unfortunately, they are up against defense rifles. Relx has the Empress again. Hopefully, we don't take a TP and make some mistakes in that department, but I need to see this playoffs map 1 come to an end soon, as these guys are absolutely gaming here.
Absolutely gaming for the time being. It makes me that much more excited for what we've got in store here for map number 2. Circuit steps out of the firing squad. It takes him a second to punish him, but Slugger still going to be able to find the trade here on Saucy, who has kind of been the star player on the other side here for Prairie as well. Slugger is tucked into Garden. That rotation on the minimap is coming in, but the pincer play here from Commander Cody could come a little bit quicker. Looking to take control of the back of the site here now.
Yeah, spike picked up by the attackers. Now you have Slugger wanting to find the guy who got the spike, and just take the TP, run away. No, he gets shut down. Slugger gets another, keeping it real with us now. 2 players alive, and Relx will be traded out. Astro tries to find Slugger, grabs the spike, and has the opportunity to TP, but instead commits to his teammate, commits to sticking next to these players and just trying to find an opening, but it's not going to be easy right here as the bomb needing to get planted, and they still have that Omen on the flank.
Slugger trying to make his way around on that flank. We will see that Viper pick going down here as they look to solidify this map number 1. And now the ult from KN as well. We saw this before. You'd like to see maybe that recon dart or something to come out a little bit earlier just to get that intel before you pop the Hunter's Fury, but Astro will find the pick, and now it's all down to KN. Commander Cody steps out 13-10. Prairie able to upset Westdell on Westdell's map pick here as well.
Yeah, absolutely clean with it. I mean, that's the kind of gameplay that I would love to see be as consistent as possible from both sides. And honestly, you look at this, we have what, 5 people within 20 kills being able to game it up. But we do know that this is a best of 3, so we still have our second map to go. And of course, our second map, I believe, is Split here, with Pearl being our decider. So I don't know, what are your thoughts after that very back and forth heavy game here, Hot Sauce?
Yeah, I mean, that many players in 20 plus kills is crazy when you're not going to overtime. I think even scary is Circuit with 9 first bloods on that Cypher roll. But honestly, you have to feel like it's anybody's game. Prairie came out and was able to take the map, Westdell's map pick away from them. So you feel like maybe that momentum is a little bit in their favor. But you know, if you're Westdell, you just tell yourselves, hey, if they can take our map pick, certainly we can take one from them as well. So you just look to bounce back one round at a time. I think there was a few of those rounds where we saw the team not ecoing together, so they weren't able to buy together. And I think maybe that was the biggest thing that kind of came back to haunt Westdell.
Oh, absolutely. And looking at these two teams, we have such a solid setup for a potential best of 3 going all the way to map 3 here. So far, I'm looking at maybe just a team that with a little bit of convincing can sweep the other, and that could be either team here. Like, there's so much teeter-tottering on the balance between how good these seeds are that I need to see what the main strategy is. But with that being said, I know that we do have a little bit of a break between our next game here, so we are going to be sending it to a short break while the teams swap out some subs and set up our next map.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back from the short break here at the IEN 2024-25 quarterfinals. Of course, a best of 3, one map done and dusted. Prairie Heights able to sneak that one out in a nail biter there that went 13-10 as we get ready here for map number 2. And I heard that we got some subs coming in as well, so it'll be interesting to see how these rosters change it up a little bit. But we're going to head back on to Split, where even though it was Prairie Heights map pick, it is going to be Westdell who has chosen to attack first here as well.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, while we're here getting our games ready for us today, I do want to remind everybody of our sponsors. We do have 3 here for us, and that, of course, is going to be Landfest. Of course, the people that brought me and Hot Sauce on the mic. We also are sponsored by them with their amazing tendency of running a lot of events LANFest lives up to the LAN in their name with 23 chapters across 18 states, over 150 events a year. You can find your nearest event at lanfest.com. But with that being said, Hot Sauce, let's get into Split. Let's talk about these maps. Let's see what the subs out or in are going to do for these games, as it looks close, and I'm anticipating a full-blown best of 3 here.
I love Split. It's a map that's good fun. You know, we saw it leave the map pool for quite a while, but has made its way back here. So, and again, for me, it's just what kind of comps do we see? Are there some that are straying a little toward that meta, or are we just going right back to those comfortability picks? I wouldn't be sad even if we saw a Killjoy here. I really genuinely enjoy Killjoy on this map, but you know, I guess we'll have to wait, especially with some subs coming in as well. So, you know, we saw, I think in that last map, there was a little bit more of a comfortability pick being played. I mean, it seemed to work out for both of the squads who performed very well, but it just seems to be kind of the theme here in the Scholastic Esports.
Yeah, and the theme here is definitely going to be tweaked a bit going into this next round, as I'm hoping that a map like Split, we're not going to be seeing the exact same team comp, and we're not. The only difference here for Prairie Heights is Cody is no longer on Viper and instead on Yoru. But we also have a Neon on Split. I don't know about you, not a good combo. Neon on this map, not exactly what you want, and the main reason for that is, let's say that Neon's popping her ultimate. Well, she can't shoot if she's airborne, and half of this map is falling off of heights. So seeing what's going to happen here with the Neon pick, definitely West Dell does have an advantage if they do lock in the roster. I'm seeing them hover.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can have some at least fast rotations on defense from site to site, but again, Neon, I feel like is one of those agents that we really don't see in that comp scene too much anymore, unless you have that really kind of standout player who's just good at running, sliding, and shooting and hitting those headshots in a split second. So, you know, hopefully we'll get things corrected here, though. I mean, it worked out for them. They were able to take the dub, so maybe they're just kind of going under that theme of, you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So really almost the same comp for them. I'm excited to see the swap here from Commander Cody, though. And then on the other side of things, I think we had one sub coming in as well.
Yeah, one sub. So let's take a look at that scoreboard here and see who exactly is new. Who do we move around here? I didn't see too much difference for the side of Prairie Heights, so it might be West Dell being able to do that. But as we don't get access to our scoreboard, we won't know until the game starts.
Yeah, I believe it was on the Gecko, and it's something about bricks. I saw bricks in the name, so at least one sub coming in that Gecko here for West Dell, looking to see if they can make things happen. Again, starting out on the attacking side, which is an interesting choice too. A lot of times, if you don't have that map pick, especially on these 2 site maps, we see teams opting to go to defense first, which I think is what I favor as well. But you know, to each his own.
Ooh, decent shots, and that's going to be Circuit grabbing Saucy down. Playoffs already starting off with map 1 and map 2. A little bit of a back and forth. Saucy versus Circuit has been in the kill feed a lot early in this game, but let's see if they're going to find a pick with the bomb now planted. Maybe the switch up is enough, but a TP like that immediately punished here by Circuit.
Yeah, Circuit already starting off nicely here in this one as well. Boek is going to be spotted now, just 3 health here, as well as Astro will eventually find Carr, who has swapped over toward that Vise, and Relks finding Astro. Circuit will find another pick as well, and now with the lone member, Circuit, a 4K to start this one off here.
Just so clean, and 4K for Circuit, definitely what we like looking at, but I will remind us, Prairie Heights, you know, they didn't start exactly strong in that last game and then brought it back. So even with this pistol round, it's going to be up to them to see how they're going to be able to turn this. Of course, they're going for a force, and that's a question of all time. I mean, forcing up here on a split map. Luckily, they are stacking the B site, so at least the attack will walk into their hands. But I'm seeing a lot of sheriffs and stingers.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those plays that you're always like, oh, I probably wouldn't do that. Now, if it pays off, you're like, hey, I mean, great for them. It certainly worked out. But more often than not, it doesn't go in your favor. And then it makes that full buy 3rd round very elusive, as you have to wait a bit longer. And already we're finding those picks. There's a whole lot of bricks. Is that substitute coming in on that Gecko, who finds one pressuring into the site. Circuit. They're going to find Boak here as well. And Westell, again, ironically not on their map pick, but a very strong start here.
There we go. Strong start, and Astro going into this next round is not going to have a lot of buys, and somehow gets the trade-off, but doesn't heal. Ooh, now 4 HP with the Stinger. What's the plan? What is the strat for Astro?
Oof. Pulled out the Sheriff. Unfortunately, a whole lot of bricks was lurking in the mailroom here, and we'll find the pick on to Astro. And so from a very strong start to a second round that was near flawless as well, only losing a single member. And you talked about those economic issues on the side of Prairie this time, as we see them struggling to find a way to full buy in here. And you know, again, unfortunately, maybe putting themselves a little bit on that back foot. It's not really a hole that you want to continue to dig as well. So you either need to find that round win or just go ahead and buckle down and eco together.
There you go. Buckling up now, 0-2. We do have the Spectre in hand. Might be able to find some kind of pick. The problem is that this is not a buy round. They have to just rely on the distance between. Split definitely has the advantages for close quarter combat weaponry, but it might be in the hands of Circuit that shows that off. Getting the first blood, Relk's getting a trade-off, Circuit healing himself, and so far, West Dell, they just want to bring this to a crazy map 3.
I mean, I've been wanting to see Pearl, so I wouldn't be sad, and certainly a dominating performance. Now, they had 6 rounds in a row in that previous series as they get another flawless round here as well, but it was Prairie Heights that was able to battle back and regain the lead and then kind of, you know, funnel their way to that victory. So this isn't, you know, this is something that we've seen before from Westell, but they have to continue to hold on. They're certainly doing a great job thus far, and again, I think right now, Prairie's biggest opponent is their economy.
Yeah, I mean, Prairie right now, they're doing the same mistakes. The problem is last game, it worked because they were getting some crazy kills. And honestly, just it came down to a little bit of an unlucky timing for both sides. I mean, a lot of those kills can be chopped up to a little bit of lady luck. So getting into this next game, you're still going to have that issue that these guys like forcing. And right now, looks like we see a Neon forced back to spawn.
And Relks has just been on it with this crosshair placement as well, and finding these early picks to give them team that player advantage. Bowick, though, with the judge, said, I'll be the jury and the verdict here, baby, as they find a big pick in the garage. But here's the problem. Relkston crew now has control of the site, and so with that judge, you're really limited on the space. Gonna try to hunt him down, though, in the war of attrition. Everybody out of ammo in the mag, but Relks from behind will come to Car's safety here. And with that, they find those big picks. Just 2 left here for Prairie.
Yeah, just 2 left, and with the bomb now planted, they most likely are going to have to go for a save. I mean, they have some rifles. I think, actually, no, they really just don't have much. They have to go for it. And 2v4, not easy. Here comes the pushback. Astro, 1 blind out, does evade 1, but Relks wants an ace here. And an ace Relks will get. The second ace here, this team wants to turn it around.
Yeah, I mean, we saw an ace in that previous game from Relkst as well, and we've seen, honestly, a couple quadras from Circuit, but Relkst with another ace here this time in this map. 10-1 for Relkst. His Circuit is 8-0 as well. Everybody else just 2 kills or less. So right now it's been all Relkst and Circuit out here in this one, and interesting enough, I mean, both of these teams playing significantly better on their opponent's map pick, it would seem.
Yeah, let's see it. I mean, opponent's map pick, but to be honest, nobody really picked here. They just banned. And it's like, you can't call it a pick and ban order when they just banned 4 maps and they like, you're gonna go there anyways.
Fair enough.
Still a very confusing pick and ban order, but with some shots fired, Saucy stuck up, and Relks wanting to try to find a value, but ooh, it's actually the Neon who finds Circuit.
Circuit's been huge for Westell here, so a big pick by Neon, who's struggled just a little bit, but now maybe looking to find their ways. We'll see a couple plaid stripes in the kill feed now as it turns red, as Relks will find Saucy, and back to a 3v3 we go here as well. Car, Slugger making their way down from heaven as Relks again finds another for the triple, and just continuing to put kills on the board here. Now in a 3v1 situation again for Sage. Just not an ideal situation to be in, and already backing off towards screen. So it looks like Prairie might be opting to save this rifle.
Here we go. Saving the rifle, pretty solid, pretty smart. But with it being 5-0, Pearl is a map that punishes people without weapon advantage, with the long distances. So if this at all keeps up based on the game plan, you know, you're not on a map like Bind where close quarters and light buys can work so efficiently. You're on a map where you're going to have to deal with things. And a map like Pearl punishes. And we might see that happen. So I think Westdale Varsity wants to reverse sweep this. And you look at Relics, we talked about ranks. That's an episode 9 Diamond buddy. So clearly we know who's at a gap here, because Saucy, he's silver.
Yeah, but, you know, honestly, Saucy holding their own in that previous map, but maybe struggling a little bit more. Kind of mentioned, you know, kind of on what you had touched base on, but just being a little more close quarters in that bind. So some of those scrappy buys working out in their favor. I mean, we saw Commander Cody having a lot of luck with that Bucky as well. And so now on some of these longer sight lines, I mean, you're right. You get a lot of that similarity there in Pearl as well. There's a couple close corridors in the middle of the map when you're making your way through, but honestly, you can navigate around those and really play to your strengths with those longer sight lines. So maybe starting to favor Westdale, but they certainly have to get through this one here first.
Let's see if they are going to get through it. This is the time where defense definitely has some buys to deal with or work with. And B-site opening up for attack, who's gotten free control over mid. Circuit, the lurk, gets punished by Saucy, but are we going to actually find an opening? Looks like Relic's not flashed. Will be able to get a trade for their teammates. Now, will they find this player Astro, who's currently inching up with only a Spectre in hand? Not going to be spotted by the wingman, but this is definitely going to give them their position away. And he gets 2 with the spray. Beautifully played by Astro, but Relics has gotten an ace before and wants to do it again.
Yeah, you know, and I'm surprised Astro didn't pop a heal with one of those there as well. Just maybe looking for a bit of that intel. Relics is going to make him pay. And again, it's all up to Relics here. Has the Empress already popped, though? So potentially could find a series of very good picks. So obviously, Reyna is one of those that can keep that fight going when you're able to find those picks. And now from a 3v1 to a 2v1, potentially could see the second ace of the game and the third of the day here as well. The Quadra is done, and now Relics again with the ace, the second one of the map, the third of the day. And I don't know if there's any slowing them down at this point. 18-1.
Just so clean. I mean, 18-1 at this point. The mental's got to be crazy. You just had a 1v5 pretty much turn in Relics' favor. Astro, who got a beautiful spray, watching as his team crumbles there. There's a lot to be had in this map, and unfortunately, I'm looking at a team that will be able to keep shutting these players out. And that's where the stress comes in. Relics. If you add up all the kills of everybody else in the lobby, you don't get 18. You get less. This guy, he's dipping the whole lobby right now.
Well, dipping the whole lobby, and I don't think he's slowing down anytime soon here as well. And so for Prairie, they've got to find a way to respond to answer back. Unfortunately, they are kind of scrapping into this one here as well. And Commander Cody finding a pick, though, with that Bulldog. It's going to be Relics who goes down, so maybe an opportunity here for them to bring this one back in round number 7.
Ooh, and here's some shots. Carnage wanting to now get the trade up. Saucy's good for Circuit, but ooh, that's going to be the turn back around. Commander Cody able to shut down Carnage means that this team back on the site. They don't have their carry. They unfortunately have lost the Reyna, but in a 2v2, whole lot of bricks. This is the sub. Let's see what this sub can do.
Whole lot of bricks. And a tough spot. Has a teammate to work with, though. Saucy stepping out into a dangerous play, but able to make their way onto the site. Has help above here as well. But Thrasher coming in, does spot one. That'll give him the intel, but Slugger able to find that pick. And now on a 2v1 here for Commander Cody, who is taken out by a whole lot of bricks. 7 rounds now in a row for Westdale as they look to turn it around in quite the dominating fashion as well.
Yeah, absolutely clean. Now 0-7 on the board. This is not exactly clean here for Prairie Heights. I mean, they had a total turn around, but I don't see that happening again unless they shut down Relxt every single round immediately and then are still good for 3. You have to have a numbers advantage of at least a 4v2 with Relxt not on the picture if you want to turn this team away.
Well, hopefully they can get the economy issues worked out here as well, but Westell doing a good job of keeping them guessing after all of these B pressure pushes. We see the pressure now at A, and it's only Cody over here completely alone. Is able to knock down the blind of Bricks. We'll spot the spike here on that pick as well. So we see that rotation coming in rather quickly, and it's Saucy up top with a Guardian to find Relk. Circuit, though, pops the pick and pops the res here as well. Clove will pop the ult, but is going to need an assist or a kill to stay in this one.
Commander Cody, 30 HP, does have Spike in their possession. Saucy continues with the picks before unfortunately getting shut down by this Reyna, who brought back to life. Has an opportunity for this team, but the flank is real. Slugger being able to back it up, and with a double down, evens the playing field, and that Neon, no chance. And it's just up to the Reyna. Relxt, full HP, back with the, honestly, real solid high ground angle, but they know where the last player is, and with only a sheriff, you have to get some clean headshots if you want to keep this game in your favor, and Astro loses them the bomb.
Yeah, and then with that, they're going to rotate away. I think of a Astro here. You might try to go pick up that weapon that Commander Cody had tucked down on the corner there. And honestly, this round has changed off of that pick and res from Circuit to bring Relxt back. It was Saucy who picked off Relxt initially and then getting some sweet revenge. And oh my, he's going for it. Relxt with a knife on the Astro. He's got a couple aces on the day. He'll add a knife to the bingo card as well. And Westell has to be feeling good here in map number 2, 22 and 3 for Relxt.
Wow, 22 and 3, 0 to 8. Solid push for Westdell Varsity, and Relxt might be able to pop another Empress here. Crazy story enough, we've seen a lot of this team constantly back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and now with it being 0 and 8, another force buy, another very staggered economy, we might see a 12-0. So that's up to mid right now, where Relxt wants to fight Boeg.
Yeah, I mean, Relxt just wants to fight anybody at this point, and a beautiful blind will catch Boeg in a tough position here in Melroom, and with that, they'll begin to stampede toward the site. Some utility thrown back their direction, maybe just to slow them down just a bit. Now, there is a flank coming in here through mid in both directions as Relxt finds another triple, and can he find another ace is the question.
Yeah. Oof. Will we find another ace? Well, he just turned around and got timing. They know exactly where he is, but Saucy having to show up will now find Relxt with the weapon unavailable. Oh. And that's Saucy keeping it up, getting a gun for them. Finding another opportunity. It's inching. It's finding. It's getting these picks. Oh, gun spotted in the hands of Carnage. But the bomb, it is planted for defense, and oof. Planted for attackers, and attackers is just gonna mow down the last two, and that is a 9-0 consistent with this team.
Yeah, you know, and I gotta say, I'm impressed with Saucy's ability to compete with some of these diamond players as well, Commander Cody too, but you know, at the end of the day, I think maybe some of that's showing through here on split. Relx 25-4 circuits in double digits, and again, I feel like one of the biggest battles for Prairie all night, but more specifically here in game number 2, has been this economy. And so we see a bit of a scrappy buy yet again, a couple rifles, you know, we've got the Spectres, we've got the Bucky here as well, but not your ideal full buy.
Ooh, and that is going to be an ideal pick here for Circuit GM. Now walling off and getting ready. Commander Cody has a Bucky, as we know he does. Relx is down, though. Boek is able to get the trade, and with Bucky God around the corner, it's up to Circuit to keep it going, and ooh, punished by the Neon and punished by the Bucky, and punish is going to be a 2v2. They do have the ultimate available here for Cody, though, if they want to get the info, but with the Thrash now online, they know both are coming from heaven.
Both from heaven. We'll see what they can rain down. Walled off on the one side here as well. Commander Cody up top. Carr lurking. Here's the audio cue of the wall being broken, so we'll be patient for the time being. The swing, and Saucy dodges a bullet as timing plays out in their favor. Going to find the pick on the car, and now it's a whole lot of bricks and a whole lot of trouble as Saucy will eventually find the trade. The defuse will come in, and Westdale won't quite get that flawless run that we saw here for 9 straight rounds, as Prairie will find a way to answer back. The question is, can they find a way to run with it now? Because they are going to need rounds in bunches.
Yeah, rounds in bunches and a chance of turning it around. Obviously, though, the hardest of momentum swaps is going to be the side swap with, of course, a slow down Relx. Remember, this guy was 18-1, now 25-5. He's definitely slowed down his KD. He doesn't have an 18 KD anymore, but could have to worry about some more players. Not that he's losing steam, but that other players are starting to grow in theirs, as we have Saucy and Cody finding a lot of picks. And ooh, what a wall. I think, unfortunately, Cody can't jump over this, but Saucy sure can. Ooh, what a pick.
Finding that first pick, now backing off here as well. Still 2 more lingering toward that A site, but so much space was given here at mid that they're already through the vents as well, and Saucy has to be careful. Finds 2, but eventually taken out by Raux. Will pop the ult, but Commander Cody from behind with a Bucky yet again continues to have a ton of success with a weapon that not many people can use so viably, as Raux will find another triple. And Raux just wants all the aces here today. A quadra and potentially a 6K ace on the cards.
Gotta isolate these fights and not able to connect it. He does not have the bomb. He's getting flanked. Does have an Empress. But unfortunately, the Queen will fall. And no more aces, no more 6Ks. And they're trying to figure this out. Astro wants this to be a 9-3, and I think they can do it. Saucy, shout out to this guy. He's getting to the picks.
Yeah, doing a great job, honestly. And, you know, as much as I wanted to see Relx get that 6K ace there as well, you know, I'm really pulling for Prairie to bring this game back and make it a little bit closer, at least to put some rounds on the board, especially before heading into game number 3 if they happen to lose it. So just to see him get a little bit of that confidence back, a little bit of that momentum after kind of having some trouble here in these first 9.
Right there.
Look at the split. You got Relx pushing up main. Circuit, always good for the first blood. Wants to try to find it again, but the blind is a bit too online, and Astro not going to swing around the corner. Ew, even with that, does not able to finish the job. A little bit of a push up here for the Reyna in heaven. She's making all the steps. Knows that the Yoru is behind thanks to that clone. Spots 1. Does not turn the flash in time, but Slugger turns 1 to death. And another 2. No, everybody's dead on B. Commander Cody popping an ultimate for info, but it's all about the flanker. It's all about Saucy, who gets 1, gets 2. Might find a 3rd. Saucy wants an ace of his own, but can they stop Relx, who has to pop in this last round? The Empress is online. Saucy wanted to keep the flank going, and that's going to be a big pickup here. No ace for Saucy. A res will be coming out. Oh, wait, Cody?
Maybe wanted to show some of that trigger discipline. Unfortunately, just getting too far away is Raux. And Cody maybe wishing they had that one back. The 9-3 curse isn't here. They're going to have to hold on to the 10-2, and hopefully we can see what they got to do. But things not looking the best here for Prairie. We won't say it's impossible, but certainly a very, very big uphill battle for the squad here on Split.
Yeah, absolutely. It's uphill, and it's shutting them down. Now, what if Prairie just gets a pistol round 1 and then reverse sweeps again? I mean, it's possible, but I think that the biggest change here definitely is the substitution. We have a whole lot of bricks here over KN Gaming, so a little bit of a sub there. And the biggest notice is when Relx is gone, it's Circuit and a whole lot of bricks who clutch it. Oh, there we go.
Well, a whole lot of bricks coming up big there. Finding 2 from ramp with the help of Relx, who will get 1 of their own. Astro found a trade in the mix, but so much damage already done here for the side of Westdow, and they find themselves at that 2-player advantage again. Relx dancing around that smoke. Unfortunately, gets caught off guard by Astro. Circuit finds 1, knows the other one is here, though, and like shark in the water, smells blood. In the right click we trust, but it's not enough, as Astro will find the 3K. 26 health left, though, and a tough spot to be in.
Yeah, now having to get that bomb plant Slugger on the spike, knows that they have to be pushing their teammate, but Astro is not good for the ace. Attempted, but shut down thanks to Slugger, another player who's been so clean at the impact frags, at the ability to keep it up. Now, let's see if the strat for this team is going to keep it up, as Relxt is whipping out the Marshall on one of his signature weapons for us.
You know, I think if Astro could have got that ace, it could have been that single spark to ignite the spectral fire for Prairie. We could have seen things maybe start to shift or at least get a few rounds in a row. But because they lose that pistol round, it's really backs against the wall. We're going to see them force in here as well. And if they don't win this round, it puts Westell at match point. The economy not there for Prairie, and we most likely will see that Pearl in front of us.
Nice. Relx being able to get the bomb down and live with 1 HP thanks to Decay. 70 now, as 1 dig is all you need. 1 tap is all you have. And oh, the body shot. There's another one. Let's see more in the swing. Executed by Relx. Now out of ammo, out of time. It's Astro to clean it up, but the bomb's still down on A, and the team getting flanked in and lurked, and everybody needs to find their opening. Unfortunately, Attack has to win this if they want to stay in this game.
Yeah, I mean, for Relx to find those 3 picks in such an awkward position is huge here for Westell. It really sets themselves up to go ahead and close out the round as Slugger on that Stinger will find 1 as well. And honestly, Yoru just not close enough here. They could go ahead and defuse if they want. Yeah, I mean, just go ahead and defuse that. I mean, that's rough.
That's rough, buddy. Looking at this next round, it's going to be coming down to how this team is able to really just hit their shots. And knowing that we're going to be jumping into Pearl with very little time to spare for these teams, I can't wait to see how this game ends. And, you know, I could be, you know, devil's advocate and say, oh, well, this game's definitely not going to end anytime soon. But you look over at the Attack, they do have a buy coming up. They have rifles, but I'm looking at an op in the hands of a Gecko. What is the buy here?
Yeah, I think this is, hey, it's the last round, potentially. We've got plenty of rounds to give, so let's just have some fun with it. I mean, we saw Relx pull out a knife already here in this one. So I think, you know, at the bare minimum, we hope that the students are just having fun, and I think that's what we're seeing here from Westell in this round.
Saucy walking right into it, and oh, executed by the Bucky play. What a read from Circuit. Might be able to find another one here, but at the end of the day, it is going to be a B push, and Attack knows it. Getting on up, making some noise, trying to get these orbs farmed, but where is the Reyna? Lurking up in sewer. Astro doesn't stand a chance, but no! Relx lets his guard down and gets punished for it. Big player gone. Now A-site a little bit easier to take, and a rotate can happen here.
I think because of that Sage wall, he didn't even bother looking right. Astro just turning around at the right time, but everybody getting a little bit of a treat here. Circuit gets that one served up on a silver platter, and it was Commander Cody who had a lot of luck with that Bucky, but this time I'm going to eat that one. Pops to the shorty as land headshot here. We'll find a whole lot of bricks and some back and forth we have here, but the player advantage now favoring Westell. One more kill to close out map number 2.
Just so clean. Boic able to get that trade off. Now needs to get a 1-2. Definitely doable, but nope, they're going for the knife. This is BM. No. Oh, ye nodded. Yes. No way. RB Slugger so clean to finish it off with the knife. The GGs are called, but our best of 3 has yet to come to an end.
No, I mean, we've had a close 13-10. That one not so much, but both of these teams winning their opponent's quote-unquote map pick, so to speak. And so we do get to head to Pearl, which, you know, I guess I wanted it, so at least I'm blessed with that. Now, I think for the first time, though, on Pearl, we will see Westell start out on defense, which they haven't done yet today. But you have to feel like the majority of that momentum has shifted in their favor with such an outstanding performance there on Split. And I think for Prairie, you just got to get that economy in check a little bit earlier.
Absolutely. I mean, I think when it came down to that first map, it really was one person had to lock in and tilt the scales. You know, I used the teeter-totter reference there, and you look over, Relx was the guy who just was the big guy at the end of the teeter-totter. No one's going to be able to cross that balance beam, and it looked beautiful. So with a little bit of a sub out, a little bit of a sub in, we have some players kind of locking it in now. And the 4 to 5 seed, the level of contention between these two is looking a lot scarier getting into our final map here of Pearl. I'm hoping we're not going to be seeing a Neon. I'm hoping that we're going to be seeing that player switch away for this. But with this being our final map, only time tells what kind of roster they're going to be locking in for us here, Hot Sauce. So yeah, this is looking absolutely beautiful. Hopefully, though, we can get into our games soon. But if you guys want to be getting into the games here with our wonderful sponsor, League OS, if you guys are high school level players looking to join collegiate level esports, there are scholarships available, and League OS is a place to find all of the leagues across the United States of America and even some across other countries. So with that being said, make sure to check out one of our greatest sponsors, League OS. Visit portal.leagueos.gg today. But Hot Sauce, Pearl, what can we anticipate from these two teams?
You know, I feel like it almost all goes out the window here based on what we've seen today. But honestly, I think, you know, if Westdell continues to play like they played in Split, it could be another short series for Prairie. They have to get that economy in check and in check early. So I think those are probably the two biggest things from either side. But if Prairie has a similar struggle early on in this one, you know, I feel like we could be seeing a repeat. They can't allow Westdell to get 9 rounds in a row.
Yeah, not 9 rounds in a row, but I think they want to. You look at Relx picking up a solid Reyna lock-in. We know what the Reyna could do. Attackers kind of just running the same old strats. I mean, the only person who ever changes is Commander Cody. He was on Viper, then he took a little break and played Yoru. Now he's taking a break from Yoru and going Gecko. But you look on over at Pearl, who's going for a double Sentinel Viper comp. Now, this team comp doesn't have a lot of flashbangs, but at the end of the day, if you're just better at aiming, you don't really need a flash.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. If you can click the heads, you can get the bread. And so that is the name of the game here. Of course, this is only the quarterfinals. There's another quarterfinals match, I think, being played off stream here today. But, you know, I really don't envy either one of these teams, because the 1 and 2 seed that they have to meet a little bit later this week look incredibly dangerous. So certainly a good stepping stone here, though, today as we go all the way into the best of 3 and get ready for Pearl.
Well, with the best of 3, let's hope that we're going to find some real damage dealers. I got to be locking this team up and seeing if they have the strats to pay the bills. Of course, what we have noticed is a whole lot of, you know, momentum carrying and eco failing. But with the attack side, they're starting off over on B site. And of course, that's Prairie Heights grouping up like this. If they can get a pick on a whole lot of bricks, that should be really solid. But one Molly can slow this whole play down. And here it comes.
Looking to pressure in with these flashes, but a whole lot of bricks while blind. I'm not even sure they checked that left corner, because he's going to find 2. Drop the wingman here as well. And what looked like could have been a good start for Prairie Heights is immediately stifled. But Commander Cody comes stomping in here to find 2 of his own. But Relx and Circuit, the 2 juggernauts here for Westdell, will wrap it up with a final few kills. And Westdell will take round number 1.
Just so clean, beautifully played here. You look on over at a lot of Relx's play style. It was down to the flanks, and that's what really mattered. Commander Cody, the only 2 picks on his little spree there. Now going into this next round, is going to have to take a deep breath and ask themselves, okay, what's our play? What's our strategy for this team? As so far, you're looking at a real rough setup here, and Prairie Heights going for another force round.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of those adjustments don't always get made, you know, through games or through series. Unfortunately, it's one of those things that they find on those VOD reviews back. And so maybe some adjustments to do here for Prairie. It worked out for them in game number 1, so maybe they can find a way to muster through it and make these scrappy buys work again here on Pearl. But, you know, you want to give yourself the best opportunity possible. And unfortunately, when you force into these, you put yourself in a little bit of a hole.
Yeah, a whole lot of gap between them, but Commander Cody will get the bomb planted, and even with their force up, they are set up for the next round. They're set up for this moment here. Circuit, though, has ready wall bang. Ares in play. Not going to find the damage, though. But look at this. Saucy trying to find a pickup here. Shoots out his own teammate as Whole Lot of Bricks gets a nice clean body shot down, and more openings. Saucy gets another, but at the end of the day, they invested a whole lot into getting on here, but didn't quite succeed.
I got the nice little consolation prize onto Relks with that Sheriff, looking to channel their inner Deagle demon, but at the end of the day, it's just not enough to clutch the round. And so now you find yourselves in a little bit of an economic bind. And so yeah, again, you force back in with some Spectres without that full buy, without those rifles in hand. So it's just one of those things that it's not a situation you want to continue to put yourself in against this Westell team that's very talented as well. So, you know, sometimes it stinks to just eco out. It most likely leads in a loss that round, but it's going to be better going forward. And if you can find a pick or a two in those eco rounds, it's still something to work off. So unfortunately for Prairie, again, they're kind of fighting themselves a bit here.
They're finding themselves for sure with that econ buy, but now proven that you could just buy a stinger, hold W and left click, and you're going to take out the top frag like that. Crazy difference there, but will they be consistent? Obviously, you have Boeck still getting these eco frags. They're just going to force every round until it works, and right now, that could be this round. But Carnage has a Vandal to shut down these players. Circuit has an Ares and will succeed. Boeck reloading so loud, they know it. And they get the pick. Now heal online, 2v2. Not exactly easy.
Not easy. Commander Cody, though, has had a ton of success here in the past, and will look to clutch this one up again. They don't want to allow Prairie to get too far ahead here. Circuit is going to throw a hailstorm of bullets towards Saucy, and eventually will find the pick. Cody, though, able to bring it back. Now on a 1v1. The game of cat and mouse once more will continue to ensue, but Cody has to be careful here. I think has a decent idea that where this Cypher is and is able to clutch it. Had me on the edge of my seat there, but Prairie Heights will get a much needed round here.
Yeah, much needed round, 2-1, and hopefully we can see Prairie keep this spree, but because they keep forcing, because they keep committing their money, they're not going to be able to match the buys, and Circuit is bringing the Big Daddy Allfather gun, the Odin, coming out here, and that might be able to slow this game down quite a bit. But hot sauce, this is some, you know, a little bit of Tapatio on top of the fries. These guys got the buys, and now you're looking at, honestly, Commander Cody, the only real chance for this team has to keep getting a kill and maybe, just maybe, shutting this down with a Thresh.
Edu spitting bars out here. He's a poet and didn't know it, but a whole lot of bricks over here. Up long, will spot one, back off to safety. Has the flash to help him get back to a safer position here. Now, Land Headshot is going to just absolutely leg it down the other direction, but unfortunately has to deal with this Viper wall here as well. And now has spotted one, but the wall falls, and timing is everything. It doesn't play out in Prairie Heights' favor this time. This two early picks will give Westell that player advantage once more.
Yeah, but here's Relks getting a little bit too aggro. Doesn't matter if his team's going to clean it up, but with him going down, their buy is not going to be the best, but their team's kind of loaded, and shutting down Prairie Heights means that they can keep up this just insane energy here, and hopefully they are able to keep it up, as Prairie Heights, they don't have what it takes to keep it up when it comes to their buys. They have to go for more of the same, and yeah, Commander Cody does have an ultimate, so they lean towards A site. They should be able to at least find out where Circuit is. And if you could shut down the 6-1 Cypher, you might be having a better day.
Yeah, I mean, between Circuit and Relks, obviously Relks maybe not having the game that they've had here to start things off, but looking to change that around early as they find two big picks to start off round number 5. And again, I think that's a dangerous thing for Westell. If it's not Relks, it's Circuit, and if it's not Circuits, you know, Bricks on that sub role has stepped in and filled very nicely. Commander Cody caught by the trip. Circuit will find the pick, and maybe looking for a flawless round here.
Yeah, and here comes the opportune moment with a headshot from Relks. Another one getting aggro here, knows that the teammate's gonna just give him covering fire, and oof, another round down. And unfortunately for Prairie Heights, they're the away team, and they're far away from getting another round if they keep playing like this. I need to see a little bit of a turnaround for them, and they do have ultimates to try to bring that, but remember, how many times have we been saying, oh, they got ult, oh, they got ult. Map 1, we didn't see a single Neon ult.
Yeah, I think, you know, and I think that's also a responsibility of your teammates sometimes, maybe just to remind you, you know, team communication is huge, especially, you know, at any level, but it's great to learn and develop that at a young age. So sometimes you just got to call upon your team. Hey, I want to see you pop that neon alt this round. And again, we see them. They have 3 alts on the cards at the moment. So again, maybe not needing all 3. You'd like to see them stagger them out a bit, but you need to start using those ultimates and give yourself the best opportunity possible to start taking some of these rounds.
Ooh, look at this, though. Relk's popping an ult. Now setting up by Art. Spots out one, and the spray will land its mark, taking out Saucy. But the res keeps this player back in the game, keeps everybody alive. Deep breaths are what they need, and they might be able to, but a Thresh online, and Carnage having to back it up. Actually re-hits the aggro smoke. And Relk's hit with the Thrash means 2 players gone. Still an opportune moment for the Odin. That's going to be 1 pick down and the spike in their favor. And they still have the trips. They're just going to keep farming them.
And farming them, they do 5-1. And honestly, I mean, whatever they did in between games 1 and 2 has certainly worked, because once they found their stride, they have yet to slow down. 10-1 this time for Circuit. Now, Relks was just 2-3, already up to 6-4. And once Relks is firing on all cylinders as well, this whole crew together is a dangerous one.
Yeah, I mean, this whole crew, they're looking a little bit scary. Consider the following: 10-1 on a Cypher. Consider the following: Relks is still 6-4. He's not having a good game relative to last, and he's still going insanely positive and getting some space. But as much as I glaze him, it's Saucy to get a dome shot down.
Got the early pick. Now they need to use it here to their advantage. Blind going out as well. The pressure from behind. Saucy's going to catch Slugger off guard here as well. And Prairie Heights now beginning to string the plays together nicely. They've got all 3 rotating through the spawn side here for Westdell, and they got to be careful of Circuit on that Odin.
Number advantage doesn't matter if they get hit by a Thrash. Commander Cody. Here they go. Thrash is out, grabs... Oh, God, it grabs 2. But luckily, Saucy's good for 4. Jeez, Saucy with the 2 taps, protecting his team. High ground is where we see the final player fall in a flawless round, is on the board for Prairie Heights.
I mean, Saucy just going absolutely mental right there, finding a beautiful 4K and doing a good job. I mean, we saw that Thrasher come in, but not allowing them to get to the teammates there, and so... That round comes off of that huge 4K from Saucy, and as you mentioned, not only do they win that round, but they win it flawlessly, and that's something that can really begin to motivate the team here. So they find a couple rounds before Westdell is able to get to 9, and they look to maybe turn the tides here a bit on Pearl, but they have to continue to find this success. And even though they have the money, I think we see one of them still buying in with the Spectre here, not opting to go with that full set of rifles just yet.
Yeah, and that might be a little bit of a setback for this team, but at the end of the day, it's all about the pinch, it's all about the angle, and Slugger takes 0 damage, knows that they're pushing here, but look at the Gecko's positioning. If he clears outside long, then he knows, okay, we can guard B from a great angle. Relks, though, in this mid pressure, hasn't found too much value. Here's a lot of the footsteps behind him, but these attackers, they are just a clump of cells right now, trying to, you know, be a little amoeba feed, find 4 more people, and they found a whole lot of bricks.
Ooh, and they're going to run into a whole lot of bricks. Saucy, though, will spice it up a bit, find that trade back. Commander Cody up top of the wall will find Relks here as well, and so another Juggernaut will fall, but has to be careful. Running with that knife out is always a dangerous play. He looked to have the moves like Jagger, but Carr eventually will chop him down. Astro with a trade back here as well, and again, a bit of back and forth late in this one.
And there we go. Circuit being able to take out one. Saucy immediately popping an ultimate. But are we going to find the value? Oh, land a headshot here. Managing to get a kill even while not knowing that you can't shoot while jumping. Circuit being able to grab Astro. Last player alive. 1v1. Circuit has to find the final player. And luckily with their ult, does it for him. No time. Bombs down. Doesn't even pick it up. He's out of ammo though.
Yeah, maybe an opportunity, but honestly, I mean, you're past the point of time at which you can plant, and so Circuit just being smart about it, gonna fall back and not, you know, there's no need to challenge here, so he'll go ahead and find the kill at the end of the round as well, which is a little bit devastating, but I mean, Landhead has 7,400 in the bank, and kind of continuing to buy a little bit scrappy here, but could buy a rifle for themselves or even potentially a teammate here.
Yeah, let's see if they are able to, you know, go for something big, but instead it's actually an op here for the hands of Commander Cody being able to be purchased. Both Geckos going for opping. I mean, opping Gecko, not exactly what you would anticipate, but being 6 and 2, it's now time to find some openers. Of course, another B push, another split mid and long. You do have a great Sage wall to just cut them off. Oh,
Hear those op shots. Ooh, yeah. I mean, again, Relk's finding the 2K as well, and now pressuring forward. Has one more. That's Boke. We'll get that one as well. Has a wall in front of him, but again, the damage already done. We saw Cody find one with the op, but now in a 4v2, it's just time and time again, Prairie Heights in these very tough positions here. And, you know, in game one, we saw Commander Cody kind of be able to clutch up a lot of these, but it just hasn't been the case because Relk's on a 4K and again, looking for an ace. Wingman, the intel is there. Can he get it? He does. Relk's, what is that? The 4th ace of the day and one on every map?
Yep. Relx just wants to farm right now, and Relx kind of heard us talking about Circuit being better and said, now I got to catch up. And the crazy thing, even with an ace, still not caught up to Circuit. So you're looking at a decent West Dell lead here and another clean couple of rounds. Now, funny thing, I think in the playoffs, we do get access to timeouts. Neither team has called a timeout, and, you know, just consider where we would be if a timeout was called after map number 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, especially in map number 2, I feel like anytime you lose 4 or 5 rounds in a row, it's a great time to call that timeout, to talk over a couple strategies for the couple upcoming rounds as to, well, just maybe even slow the opponents down a little bit. But we really haven't seen any of those timeouts here today from either squad. And now Circuit again tucked to the corner with the Odin. Time in, playing out in their favor. The spray gets one. Relks will find another, and they've got him sandwiched in between the two juggernauts at the moment. Relks, Circuit, good for both, 2 apiece, and now they're going to look to hunt down that final one.
And hunting they are, but where is the Clove? Looking at water right now, going all the way around, trying to get into the spawn, finding their opening. Might be able to get the drop down on a Circuit, but wait a minute. They know somehow. They know, and they're looking. And now, no, he did the 1 bullet strat. That's an ego play, but he gives him a gun with only 1 bullet, which means Saucy has to reload, takes a bunch of damage doing so, and somehow almost gets out.
Yeah, that was wild.
What a unfortunate series of events.
Lemony Snickets might be lurking about, but unfortunately, yeah. I mean, again, it's unfortunate because we saw Prairie play so well in that first map. We've seen, you know, moments of shining greatness throughout the last 2 maps, but because they continuously put themselves in this economic bind, just not being able to put their best foot forward going into round after round and kind of scrapping into these. And so it's just that slow hole to China, you know, they've just been digging that hole over and over and over in here. And so it's not the most ideal spot to be in. Certainly they can climb out of it, but it appears that Westdale beginning to run away with this one.
Yeah, they kind of like how they did it in map 2. I mean, I was expecting a really close best of 3. At least we're seeing all 3 games, you know, casting a lot of high school level esports. You do have a big gap between teams. I like that we did see at least 1 map going on over here, and you look over, Slugger got the top frag, Saucy, and the bomb. Ooh, this half is ending pretty rough here, but Relx shut down a whole lot of bricks, though. Calm, cool, and collected with these shots, and gets 2.
There it is, 9-2 here as we get ready to swap sides after this round. And now for Prairie, they have to maybe call upon the 9-3 curse. I think 10-2 was the half in the previous game, in game number 2 as well. So maybe looking a bit of a repeat here is, I mean, we saw some early trades back and forth. They got rounds 3 and 7, I think. And so, you know, it was looking decent in the beginning. They weren't allowing them to get, you know, 9 rounds in a row. But now here we are again sitting at 9-2. And it's just, you know, if you slow down Relks, you still got to deal with Circuit. If they're both gone, a whole lot of bricks is lingering about. It's just, you know, Westdale has really come alive in these last couple games.
Oh yeah, come alive and thriving. It's another RB Slugger first blood on a Saucy. That kind of momentum is exactly what they need to do, and they're going to be consistent here. They're going to keep it up and try to find more. A Circuit gets another wall bang. These trips are just finding so much value, and yeah, it's a Cypher on Pearl. It's gonna be what we see. It's a 3K. Last one, Neon, who might have the jump on Circuit, and does. Gets to succeed, but will they find the bomb plant and the clutch?
Oh, has been spotted. Oh, okay, here we go. You're talking about Relks. The one bullet strat. I mean, certainly feeling themselves out here today, and now land headshot. Obviously doesn't want to go through the Viper's pit. Tries to get out. Whole lot of bricks is waiting with just that. Now 10-2 is your half once more. And for Prairie Heights, if they don't find a way to win this pistol round, it's probably done and dusted.
Yeah, done, dusted, and GG go next. But, of course, this being a playoffs, I don't think that there is a loser's bracket. I think this is, you just have to kind of carry it and go for it. If we take a look at that, yeah, no, this is for the elimination. This is for the gold, and moving on up in this bracket is definitely what they want to do. You take a look at some of the other stats that are going on. Make sure that you guys check out our bracket. If you do go open up our League OS portal for the Indiana Esports Network, you'll find it. So take a look at one of our sponsors. Of course, they do a great job at not only providing overlays, but also providing the bracket system, rule books, all of that. You can check it out with League OS. And if you're a player, you might be able to find something offering some scholarships.
Scholarships are a great additional supplement there as well, because college is not a cheap thing to deal with. But speaking of things tough to deal with, Circuit finding Boek on the back end with a headshot from the Ghost. Saucy eventually getting that trade here as well, but Westell has already made their way onto the B site here, and with that, they're going to eat up a lot of that space, take great positioning, and get that plant down with ease, as Bricks will find Cody.
Yeah, and with the bomb now planted, it's time for them to group up, but we're having the Neon playing extra patient in mid while both of his players are trying to get around the corner here. Whole lot of bricks is going to say hello to the whole lot of bullshit headshots there. Headshots in the back of the head of that player, and the shots there for more, and another one for Astro. A lot of damage being down, and there's some shots. Astro gets another, but he would have to get a 4K to keep their team alive here.
Yeah, and with Relks there closing it out, now 11-2, you don't win that pistol round, and so you really, I mean, at this point, you get to do what you've done so well, and that's just force into it and hope for the best here, because you don't really have many rounds to give. And so for Prairie Heights, they've got 2 to go. If they see that loss coming, and unfortunately maybe just gonna opt to go ahead and surrender here, which I would have liked to seen him fight it out. I mean, you never say never, and we've seen some crazier things happen, but maybe just feeling a bit of that weight on the shoulders and said, hey, we've had enough. It was fun. We brought a good close game, number one, 13-10, that they were able to succeed in, but I think once Westell found their groove, it was really all Westell in those last two.
I mean, just a slight change in the roster as well, subbing in the bricks, summoning that Gecko. Really solid play style from them. Obviously, you had Circuit and Relks playing it beautifully, but just because those two teams had a little bit of a gap towards the end there, doesn't mean we can't celebrate Saucy. That guy was absolutely gaming on the clove. I like what we're seeing from them, and being so very consistent across each of these matchups is exactly the kind of gameplay that I like to see here. But again, thank you everybody for watching from home. Thank you for the staff and faculty here in Indiana that make it so we can actually have these matches. Thank you to the players for showing up and competing. Thank you to the production for being here, and thank you to Zotac for making sure that we have a wonderful sponsor that offers some of the best graphics cards, peripherals, things that you need. Zotac Gaming definitely has definitely has what you need for your PC. I know my girlfriend has one in her system as well. But with that being said, Hot Sauce, any final notes for our stream today?
No, I just had a great time with you, as always. Thanks to LS Portal, Zotac, Landfest, everybody behind the scenes here, and Connie, Taylor, Jaden for helping everything run smoothly. I know you got places to be as well. You've got some Valorant action yourself. So, again, thanks for kicking it with us. And, as always, we appreciate everybody in chat as well. That legend over there, you guys know him. He's Edu, off to win some games. My name is Hot Sauce. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Take care and have a wonderful evening.